Hi there, crafters! This is Verenicce from tweetcrafts.com. Thank you so much for joining me. Today I would like to share with you guys how to create this sweet little milk carton. Now this is such a sweet size. I really liked it. This one measures 2 by 2.5, and from here to here it's 4 inches. I've shared how to create a smaller one on a previous tutorial. If you guys would like that size, I will leave all that information in the description bar below. On that one, it was 2 by 2, and if you see here, that 1/2 inch makes all the difference. I'm not sure if you could see it with the print, but this one ends here. And oddly enough, they're the same size paper. So let me share with you guys how to create this size. The paper that I'm using is inside of our holiday catalog, and this is really sweet. If you guys want to order, you guys can order this online. That will also be in the product description below. So the paper that I'm using is this one right here. It's called Halloween Night, the DSP, and I like it because you have all these patterns. For example, you have polka dots, the lines, and then everything has, it's double-sided, the little bats, some grid paper, some pumpkins, some more polka dots, this sweet little striped one, some brick. I like these. I really like these. They're shiny. This one, and then the last one, of course, is the web. Isn't that so sweet? So that's the paper that I'm going to be using. Now the stamp set that I'm going to be using for today's project is this cookie cutter Halloween set. Now we actually don't celebrate Halloween, but when I saw this stamp set and the punch that corresponded with it, I just had to create a cute little project with it. This one's perfect for November, and you have all these cute other little stamps. I thought they were just so cute. And then before I move on, just to let you guys know, now if you guys actually don't want to do a Halloween one, which is the one that I'm going to be using, there is also a Christmas one that you could use. And this one I also plan on doing a craft with. Isn't that just adorable? So if you guys stay tuned, I will be doing something, hopefully if time allows, in November. I'm going to be posting some of these videos using this stamp set, and this is the punch that goes with it. So let me share with you guys how to create this project. First, you will need to start with an 8.5 by 6 inch paper, and don't worry about writing any of this information down. I will be leaving all the dimensions and scoring lines and everything in the description below. I'm going to go ahead and bring my scoreboard on screen. Okay, so on the long side, we're going to score it at 2 inch, 4, 6, 8. Now with this small piece going down, we're going to score it at 1.5 and 4. And then we're going to flip it over and score it at 5.5. Now, I know this is a lot of turning, but it'll make sense a little bit. With this short side, the top piece, you're going to have that going up, and you're going to score it again at 3 inch up to this line, and then 7 inch up to this line right here. Now because this is a patterned image, it is going to be a bit difficult to see, so I'm going to move this aside for a minute. Okay, I'm going to bring a white piece of paper so it's easier for you guys to see. So this is the image that you guys end up with. You have this small 1/2 inch here, and then those lines that you just created up to this line right here. Now this is what the paper should look like. Now from here, what you're going to do is from this corner to that, you're just going to do a line. So it's going to look like this. From here to here, I'm just going to do a little triangle. So you're doing it from these corners to this line here. Sorry guys, I know it might be a bit difficult to see. I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. Alright, now the next step is to fold and burnish all your score lines. Okay, now the main ones are folded and scored, we're going to do this part right here, and you're going to fold it, pinch it, so you have these, and then I just manually go in and fold. Okay, and there he is, all nice and scored. Now what we're going to do is we're going to cut these lines here, and then this one we're actually going to cut off. Now one thing I like to do is where these, you have a line here and this here, I like to cut this off. And the reason I like to do that is because I notice it folds a lot better. Alright, so this is what you guys end up with. Okay, and then from here what you can do is fold. Then I'm going to be using fast fuse on the seam. Now one way that you know you did this correctly is this should be able to just fold right over. It should be clean and flat. Now the nice thing is if you're going to be making several of these can actually be stored like this, just flat, and stick them somewhere. So before we start gluing here, what I want to do is I want to punch out these corners right here. If you see here, these have a nice round corner. To achieve that, I'm using the corner rounder. Just be sure to keep the back with the back and the front with the front. Alright, our box is just about done. Now, wherever the seam is, this is going to be the back. So I recommend folding it like this and then putting glue here. Now, before I seal this box shut, what I'm going to do is add the decoration. You can decorate this after you've made the box. That's actually how I made this one here. But I noticed that it would be nice to kind of push on it a little bit. So I'm going to do things a little bit different, and I'm going to decorate it and then fold the box. So like I said before, I'm going to be using the cookie cutter. For my ink, I'm going to be using basic black. Now one thing that I like to do is I'm going to add some Versamark onto my stamp. I noticed that it protects my stamp a little better, and it also helps when it's time to clean it up. It removes a lot better. Okay, and just as an FYI, if you guys are going to be making several of these, give it some space, because in the punch it has all these super cute decorations, which makes it really easy to punch out. But if you put your little characters so close together, they're actually going to be punching into each other. So give it some space. Alright, let's punch this cute little guy out. Okay, just lining him up. Just pops right out. Alright, once he's all punched out, we can go ahead and color him in, which I have done so right here. I just added some gray, and to add color, I used my Faithful markers. I love these markers. I use them all the time. I found this at Walmart, so it's nice because you can get it locally, and I just colored it in. And then I also, from that same stamp set, I went ahead and stamped and colored this cute little treat box. My kids absolutely love this treat box. They begged me to put it in, so I went ahead and did that. Now for my sentiment, I'm going to be using the Happy Halloween from the Teeny Tiny Wishes. For this one, I'm going to be using the Rich Raspberry. And then I'm going to get my label punch to cut it out. Okay, and using the same punch, I went ahead and did a purple one already. And the nice thing about that is you can just layer it and it looks really nice and elegant. And then using the 2-inch punch, I went ahead and cut out this circle already. So now it's time for the fun part, putting it all together. Now finding the front of my box, which it's the opposite side of where the seam is. So this is the front of my box. I know I want my circle about here, so I'm going to add some fast fuse. I did like it a little off center. I think it adds some really cute dimension to it. Now for this piece, I'm going to add some glue dots. Now I know I also want this one off center a little bit, so I'm going to leave part of it so it can hang over. Push it down real good, and then I'm going to add another glue dot to glue my cute little treat bag. Oops. And I'm going to have my little vampire holding it. And then I'm going to bring in some dimensionals, and I'm going to be using these little ones. Just cutting them up a bit. I'm going to add some to my Happy Halloween. And then I'm going to add to my little vampire. Now I'm going to stick this Happy Halloween first. Right, and then the last piece is my little guy here. Okay, and then add my little vampire. Oh, it looks adorable. Now I'm going to go ahead and fold it up. Now I know this is the front, so I'm going to start at the sides, the back, and then with the front flap, I'm going to add some fast fuse. Give it a little bit of pressure. Okay, and from here I'm just going to pinch it together. And then just using a regular hole punch, I'm going to punch out 2 holes, one on either side. And for this, I'm going to be using the baker's twine that also came in the holiday catalog. I'm going to be using the Halloween Nights baker's twine. And it comes with a gray and an orange. And I think they're really sweet, but I'm going to be using the orange for this one. And I'm just going to create a little bow. Now if you guys want smaller hole punches, I know that we do have a smaller hole punch. If you guys are interested in that, I will leave that in the product description below. Found at tweetcrafts.com. Oh, he looks adorable. Okay, and there he is. So here are my 2 cute little boxes. Aren't they just adorable? I think any trick-or-treater would love these. Now if you guys enjoyed these videos, please be sure to subscribe to our channel. You guys can also follow us on social media at tweetcrafts, which I will leave all the information in the product description below. You guys can also check us out at tweetcrafts.com. that is our webpage. You guys can check out previous crafts or anything else new that's going on with us. So thanks so much for watching, guys, and I hope you guys enjoyed this project. Bye, guys!